We are all in big trouble. But before talking about this, answer me one thing. Have you ever wondered what would happen if your savings, your hard-earned money, became worthless overnight? Sounds scary, right? But according to Robert Kiyosaki, that nightmare might not be as far-fetched as it sounds, and what he recently said, it might just change the way you think about your money forever. Hi, I'm your financial guide today, and we're diving deep into the bold and eye-opening revelations Robert Kiyosaki has just shared. This isn't just advice, it's a wake-up call, so buckle up. Robert Kiyosaki, author of Rich Dad, Poor Dad, has always urged us to think differently about money. But recently he took it a step further, sounding the alarm about a financial disaster brewing silently. He shared a story about a friend who bragged about storing gold and silver at home, and Robert, without hesitation, told him, "Why don't you just invite everyone over and let them rob you?" It may sound harsh, but it's real. He even described a chilling story where a kid, innocently showing off a home safe to his friend, led to someone jackhammering into the floor trying to steal it. That's how unsafe your physical wealth can be, if you're not smart about it. But this isn't just about where you store your gold. This is about something bigger. Robert Kiyosaki went deep into how our entire financial system is built on a fragile foundation: paper money. He explained it through a brilliant metaphor. Imagine you're on an island with 10 shells as the only currency. Now, if someone lends you all 10 shells with interest, how do you pay them back? Unless someone creates an extra shell, it's impossible. That's how our economy works. The government has to print more money every year. Otherwise, the system collapses. So if you think your dollar bills will magically become more valuable, think again. Robert stated clearly, paper money is dying. And inflation is no longer temporary. It's systemic. It's real. In fact, he mentioned something truly shocking. Central banks, yes, the same ones that print the money, bought 25% of all gold mined last year. That's 1,250 metric tons. Robert Kiyosaki emphasized, they don't even trust their own money. So ask yourself, should you? He also described the mounting debt crisis in America. On record, we're at $30 trillion. But off the books? It's closer to $100 trillion once you factor in Social Security, pensions, Medicare. And guess what? As more people retire, all that debt becomes real, on the balance sheet. Now let's talk about the BRICS nations: Brazil, Russia, India, China, and South Africa. Robert Kiyosaki mentioned this could be the largest transfer of wealth in the history of the world. They're planning a new currency, backed by gold, not paper, gold. And by the time they meet again, there could be over 40 nations joining in. That's not just competition, it's a rebellion against the US dollar. And here's the scary part. These 5 BRICS countries alone already represent 40% of the world's population. That's 3.2 billion people. If more join and they reject the dollar, as Robert said, the dollar's gone. He explained that if the US keeps importing goods while paying with gold-backed currency, we'll just keep shipping out real value. Our gold, our real estate, our power, in exchange for Barbie dolls and cheap plastic. It's like selling your house for monopoly money, and eventually we'll run out. Kiyosaki described this scenario in blunt terms. He doesn't save cash. He saves gold and silver. Tangible, real. He keeps it far from home in places like Switzerland. He even warned against fake safety nets like ETFs, GLD, and SLV. That's paper gold, paper silver. He said, that's like someone promising to show you gold, but delivering only a piece of it stored in another country. Would you really accept that? And perhaps his most crucial warning, the futures and options markets are selling gold and silver they don't even own. So what happens when everyone asks for their gold back at once? There's nothing there. This is why Robert Kiyosaki is pushing one message louder than ever. Stop saving dollars. Start saving gold and silver. He also cited Jim Rickards, another respected financial expert, who predicts gold could hit $15,000 an ounce. Not just because of inflation, but because the world is losing faith in the dollar, and fast. Robert also emphasized he doesn't trust the dollar. He doesn't trust the Federal Reserve. He doesn't trust Wall Street. And if you're still saving cash, he questions if you truly understand the game you're playing. Ladies and gentlemen, this isn't just economic theory, it's reality. And the system, it's cracking. From the rising national debt, to inflation hitting every home, to central banks hoarding gold, the message from Robert Kiyosaki is crystal clear. What are you going to do about it? So if you've been sitting on cash, trusting your paycheck, thinking your savings account will keep you safe, maybe it's time to think again. Due to these reasons, we all are in big trouble, because the game is changing. And if you don't move first, you might get left behind. If you want to protect your wealth, prepare for what's coming and stop being the last to know. Hit that subscribe button. Because while they print more money, we're printing financial knowledge to save and multiply more money. So don't get left behind.